Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Stevie Breach coming to you here today. I just wanted to give you one more last video about WrestleMania 41. It's kind of like an exclamation point on the video before I put it out. Pretty much all of the matches have been named for Raw and for SmackDown. The last thing that is left out there is that since Kevin Owens came up with his neck injury, they're no longer going to be having the Kevin Owens versus Randy Orton match at WrestleMania 41. I don't think it's a huge knock to the card, but it does leave Randy without a match. I thought that it was going to be a really good kind of like number 2 match on the card, either Saturday or Sunday. Just two guys, respected veterans go in there, give us one hell of a match where they just beat the crap out of each other. The four corners of that ring was not going to be able to contain them. More than likely, you could see them brawling into the crowd, brawling up the aisle, up to the stage. They were just in a huge disagreement, and I think they were just going to, beat each other up. And, Kevin Owens, one hell of a respected wrestler in my mind. I remember when he was coming up through Ring of Honor. He was one of the guys that a lot of people were talking about that made me sort of, tilt my eyes that way and kind of watch the indies for the first time. When he came up through NXT, he was a Universal Champion. That was a real big surprise to me. He had one hell of a run, and my hat's off to him. I hope that he does return to WWE sooner than later. His podcast interview that he did with Robbie from Barstool on My Mom's Basement, excellent. Really, really good. I believe the timetable that he put was just under a year. That kind of really does surprise me. You always got to be wondering about the neck issues. You think about Daniel Bryan. You think about Edge. You think about Paige. They were all able to come back to wrestling. But Daniel Bryan and Paige had to leave WWE to basically be able to do it. Edge took a long time to get cleared, as well as Daniel Bryan. But my hat's off to him. There's a lot of surprises that people are hoping for when it comes to WrestleMania 41. The three big names that are out there on the table was you've got Aleister Black making his return from AEW. You've got Rusev making his return from AEW. And people even think that Nick Aldis is going to step up and fight him, the former Magnus from TNA. Last night on SmackDown, I did not watch. Honestly, I went to the Sacramento card show in downtown Sacramento. My buddy Mike texted me and said that Solo Sikoa came out and he was asking to take Kevin Owens' place. I believe that set up some sort of a tag match on SmackDown. I haven't been able to watch yet, but there was no match card picture tweeted out last night or this morning, so I'm guessing that Solo probably took the loss. I'm a Solo Sikoa fan. I'll say it. I'm out there. I like the guy. I don't think that they would have him out there helping the bloodline, learning from Roman Reigns for well over a year, and then really not do anything with him. It was only just a month or two ago that he attacked Cody Rhodes on SmackDown, and nothing came of it. Nothing. So I'm not saying, they need to put a belt on him anytime soon, but him being on the WrestleMania card would have been pretty damn cool for me. I at least I would have thought. Nick Aldis, the former Magnus, I don't know why I have to come out and clarify who he is, but the guy never had a match in WWE. It's been a while since he wrestled for NWA. I'm not saying that he couldn't do it. I think that a vast majority of the people sitting at home, I understand that there are a lot of hardcore fans that go to WrestleMania that, watch, TNA, NWA, GCW, AEW, they watch all the W's out there. I think that they're going to know, but I think if he comes out there, a good number of people are not going to know if his wrestling past. I think it would be one hell of a thing for, his family, Mickie James, and his I can't remember if it's a son or a daughter, but, to see their dad wrestle on the big stage, to work so long to get there, and even though it took an injury to get there, it would be cool. I just think there would be a lot of people lost. Like, what the hell is this? And if he gets any offense in, if he doesn't just walk in and take an RKO, I mean, does that mean people are going to start to respect him more on the show? Does it mean that he's going to start wrestling on a normal occurrence? I don't know. I think it'll be one of those things that, you know, when you look back at WrestleMania cards down the road, people would point at it and be like, when was Nick Aldis in WWE? Why did he have a surprise match? I'm not 100% sure, but the kind of like vignettes that have been rolling out on SmackDown with the smoke, that makes me think that Aleister Black is in the plans to come back. To have him come back, there was a lot of people when he was in WWE, people thought he was going to be the next Undertaker. And when he went to AEW and he started wrestling with the House of Black, he sort of got stuck in a role where I can't even remember the last singles match the guy had. So not having those guys in WWE, what level is he going to be at? I always thought that he was a really good wrestler, but somewhere in AEW, he kind of got lost in the shuffle to me, so I just haven't seen a whole bunch. Same thing with Rusev. People thought when he went to AEW, it was going to be like, you know, taking the governor off of the car, and it was just going to be like, you know, speeding down the freeway as fast as it could. I remember him coming in being like one of the guys in a wedding, and then I don't really remember anything. I know that he had the TNT title for a cup of coffee during his run there, but when I think of Rusev, I just think of him coming out in that tank at WrestleMania 31 and just being like, how did they screw this guy up? WrestleMania 32, he wrestled in a 6-man tag as a part of a group of guys that nobody really cared about. They got the win only so they could bring the legends out and beat them up. And I don't know anything he did after that point almost till today. I liked the stick that they were doing. If they'd be able to like rewind the clock and have him be, the Russian Nightmare, that'd be freaking cool. But I don't know if you can put the toothpaste back into the tube once it comes out. So I'm looking forward to seeing what comes down for this. I wouldn't be surprised if they turn this into like Randy Orton coming in and like hitting the RKOs on the Hall of Fame guys. I don't know. I just don't see there being a match with one of those three options. If I had to pick one, I'd pick Aleister Black. But I think that would rush his debut. And then kind of might leave them in a spot of like having to change the course of what they thought his debut was going to be. And how do they get him back to be in there? Because I don't think Aleister Black is going to beat Randy Orton at WrestleMania. So if you bring this guy back, big return, but loses his first match, what the hell is that all about?